Hello everyone, and I'm Pritha from StepUp Analytics, and this is my session 8 of Power BI. So, in my last session, just for getting back to my last session, I have done the drill through option. I have shown you drill through filters and how does it work, its features, then customizing it with different images. So this is all about drill through which we have completed in my last session as a recap. So in today's session, as I said before, I will start with an introduction of R script in Power BI. So let me open Power BI desktop. So it's done. So let me give a little bit of introduction on what I'm going to do today. So R scripts in Power BI. So as we know, as people of analytics, and it's people who are opting for analytics or starting its their journey in analytics, they must have have heard of this software R, or must have even used for the professionals who are already working. So R is basically a tool for which we can write codes and then we can find out analyzing data and its structure. We can build up models, analytical models that help us to deal with any real life situation, any real life business problems, and give it solution. It helps us to understand which variables and which attributes are important for which model, and how do that help a company to earn more profit. For in easy language, R is basically a tool, an analytical tool. It's a language specific tool, and it helps for building up different types of models which analyzes the data and leads us to a particular solution to interpret the results and give solutions to our clients to help them solve their business problems. So it's basically a coding thing which is done on R. Visualizations are there, obviously, using a few packages, but then uh, it is not so interactive as Power BI, because Power BI is only specialized in visualization. It helps only in visualization, interaction of visualizations, and similarly taking out data interpretations for our clients. So both are used for a certain purpose, but it uses different ways of approach. So what we do is today we'll club two of the different sources or different types of approaches and see what it gives us finally. For an introduction class of R, of course we'll continue this in the next class too. Today for an introduction, I will show you how to run R scripts in Power BI, what are the options and what are the few things which is to be remembered by us, which will help us in running scripts. So how do we write our scripts in Power BI? So today we won't import any data from outside. Today we'll create certain dummy datas in our scripts and we'll use it in Power BI to get meaningful data, meaningful insights out of it. So what we can do is, instead of importing data as we have done till so many sessions now, today we'll do something different. We'll go to get data option, obviously, but we won't go to any Excel or SQL or any files. We'll go to more. So in the more options, we get to see all file, database, Azure, online services, others. And here we see different formats of data that can be linked with Power BI, linked to Power BI to create different types of data structures and helps us analyze the data. So we'll work on R today. So we'll search for R. in this in these names. So for searching R, where it is, we'll go down, and then I see R script here. Okay. So if you do not want to search it like this, we can even search it here. We can write R script and it pops up. And we click on connect. So this R script is opened. Now, few things to be noted is that for latest versions of R, if you have latest version of R installed, that is 3.4.3, which I particularly don't have in my laptop. If you guys have a 3.4.3 version, you will get the option of R script beta. Okay, here when you go to more, you get an option of R script, and in the brackets it will be written as beta, like it's written here, Spark beta, you know, here all these stocks beta. You will get to see R script beta here. You can click on that and use the R script, but because I have a version lower than that, so I get only R script and not R script beta. To remember, both works in the same way, so do not get confused that R scripts and R script beta is different. They are not, they are exactly the same and it works the same way. So I have R script, few of you may have R script beta. You will connect to it. And here R script gets shown, and we can check our current home directory. So if it is correct here, our version is 3.4.2, which I have in my laptop. You guys, some of you may have the latest version, which is 3.4.3. So just check that if it is in the latest version, the directory is in the latest version. If not, please change it to the latest version. And if it is in the latest version, then keep it as it is. Mostly Power BI detects the latest version and shows it here. For me, the latest is 3.4.2. So it's been shown here. So in your cases, it will be done as well, but still checking is good. Another thing which is to be noted here is that in our scripts here in Power BI, we can only run data frames. It doesn't accept any data other than data frames. That is, if you have any data in the form of vector or table or matrix or in list or any other data types, that wouldn't be accepted here in our script Power BI. Our script Power BI uses only data frames. So please note that whenever you are importing data from R, or you are even creating data in in Power BI, so please keep it in mind that you have to use only data frame and not any other types. Today I will show you how to create any dummy data here in our script. But even if you want to connect to any data from our script, you want to copy paste the codes from our script, please maintain this, that you use data frames and not any other types, that is matrix or any other like table or any other thing. Those won't run here. Only data frames are allowed here. So we'll go to the coding part the next day. Today I will show you how to create data frames here, like small dummy examples, which I will show you. Suppose I write X equals to, people who know R, the basics of R, the coding or the syntax that I'm following is much relatable to you guys, and people who doesn't know it yet, so not a problem. I'll explain each and every syntax that I write, so won't be an issue for you to understand as well. So I write, suppose R norm. I'll tell you what it is for the people who doesn't know R. I keep it to suppose 50. I write Y our norm, again 50. Then I create a variable rand, which is data.frame of x comma y. So guys who know R understands that pretty well, that what I'm trying to do. And for those who doesn't know, not a problem, I'm explaining it right now. So I have first taken up one variable. I've created one variable, suppose x. You may name it as any other name as well. Anything, ABCD or any name, not a problem. I keep it to x, and this arrow and this dash together is the assignment operator, that is the equal to that we write in mathematics, the assigning. And I assign R norm, that is I am creating random normal numbers, 50 random numbers I create, any random number which is normally distributed, okay, for a normal distribution. Any random 50 numbers I create, I leave it up to the system to get created. I do not give any hard code value. I want it to be system generated. If you want to be a hardcore value, you may input it. I'll do it in the next one. So for now, I create random numbers. I generate random numbers by the function of rnorm, and 50 random numbers I want to generate for this particular variable x. So I write 50 here. It can be 1, 2, 20, 100, 150, any value you want. Again, I create another variable which has random numbers normally distributed, again 50. X, Y is created. Now, as I said that it only accepts data frame and not any other values. These are normal vectors that is being created, X and Y. To convert it into data frame, we need more than one variables to convert it into data frame. Okay, suppose I again create Z also, a similar way, R norm 50. Yes. So I can create a data frame for X, Y, Z, for example. So data frames are, types where we include more than one variables, and we write data.frame, and then we write the variables that we want to get included in the particular data frame, which is named as rand. Rand is the name of the data frame. It can be any name you want. And then I click on OK. So we see that rand is created, and how does it look? When I click on it, I see X, Y, Z is created, and there are random numbers that is created. These numbers can lie from minus infinity to plus infinity, any values, any random numbers that system generates. We have nothing to do on it because we have not specified it in a hardcore fashion. We have asked the system to take any random number it wants through our scripts. And the writing format or the functions or any syntax which is used in R is exactly same to be used here. There is no changes. Like if you think that it's Power BI, so some changes, it's not there. No changes. It's the same way of writing that we have learned in R. So I load the data and it's getting loaded. So the data is getting loaded and it's loaded. If we want to see the data, we go to this data table. We see X, Y, Z. The table name is RAND, and these are the values. There are 50 values. See the data table RAND, and there are 50 values because we have generated 50 random numbers as was written in the script. So these have been generated. Now we can use these for any visualizations that we have learned. Suppose I want a column graph and I want X, I want Y, and these are the graphs. See, because there are lots of negative values, so the negative values are also being considered. So this way we can even make it Z. So this is how it works. Suppose it's not the value, suppose I want X and Y both to be in the axis. Okay, and Z to be the values, suppose. So this is Z by Y and this is Z by X. So because it's a 3D diagram and here this column, the custard column chart is only for 2D. So here using three variables, it should ethically be a 3D diagram, which is not possible right now. So it takes one at a time. So it takes X by Z and then Y by Z because I've taken X and Y in the axis and the values I've taken Z. So this is Z by X, that is Z and X being plotted here. Drill through. I have discussed about drill through. Sorry, this is the drill down. I'm sorry, I've just confused. This is the drill down. So drill mode on. So I have explained to you drill mode, what is drilling. Drill through and drill down is separate thing. Do not get confused, guys. This is the drill down arrow, and drill through is something which I have discussed in my last session, exactly the last session. So you can get in touch with that video. And drill down, I have also explained in the videos before earlier. So you can even see that if you have forgotten it, just for a revision. So this is the drill mode on, which is I have clicked it on, and then I go to the next level, I see Z by Y, and then when I drill up, I see Z by X. So there are only two levels because only two axes that I've created. One shows the Z values with respect to X, one shows the Z values with respect to Y. So it's a kind of 3D figure which is not possible here in Power BI. So like in this module as well, 3D figures are obviously there, which you can import from the marketplace here. You can go to import from marketplace. We can download 3D images, but here which are present here, 3D images are not present. So there is only two levels of hierarchy that has been created, and we drill down and we drill up to see the values and compare. Also, we can use any other fields if we want. Okay, so like suppose we can create a funnel chart, or we can use any other values or visualizations. So because it's X, Y, Z and these are random numbers which is being created, so this ultimately makes no sense to us. But if we have any sensible data to be made, like I'll show in the next example, so we can draw meaningful insights out of it. Like for example, if I suppose do get data, I create a new page. So I go to get data, I go to more, and then I scroll down to R script. I connect it. So the R script has been here popped up. So like suppose I want a variable cost, I create it, and I keep the cost as suppose 20, 30, 100, 50, and then I write the price as corresponding to each. Okay, this first value of price will be corresponding the first value of cost. So to make it like that, if the price is suppose 60, next the price is suppose 80, next the price is suppose 150, and then it is suppose 100. Then suppose we have, so the profit margins for each. Suppose I have here profit 40. Next I have the profit of 50. Next I have the profit of 50 again, and then again 50. So in the data, data.frame. I write cost, comma, price, comma, profit. Let me explain that the cost is one variable that I am creating, okay, which has values 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 100 rupees, 50 rupees, price 60 rupees, 80 rupees, 150 rupees, and 100 rupees. Its profit is price minus cost, which is 40, 50, 50, 50. And suppose I make another one, suppose product, so that it's meaningful. I write product 1, product 2, product 3, product 4. And then I include this product also in the data frame. And then I click on OK. Okay, so I think this is not being taken. Let me try with this. Just 1 second, guys. So this cannot be, I think this is not being taken. So if I suppose remove this, okay, so now it's done. Okay, so what was the problem is that the problem was the data was not being, yes, so the data could not, identify the, the string values. So I'll just do it again for you so that you understand. So I go to get data, I go to more, okay. So I go to R script, I go to connect. So what I do is I create another data and I create a data frame where the first set of variables is suppose 20, 30, 40, 50. The next set of variable is for suppose 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. And so on. We can put many other also. So for the people who doesn't know R yet, this C is concatenation. That is, I concatenate these values together, these individual values together. Again, I concatenate these individual values together. That's why we use C as a short form of concatenation. I click on OK and I see a data has been created which has these corresponding values. Okay. So I load it. So the data is being created. Now suppose I have edit queries. So this has been created by me before, so I'm deleting this. So this is the one which I've created before, I like the created now. So I go to edit queries, I go to, yes, so I get these And these names, if I want to change, sorry, this is okay. For data 2, if I want the names to be changed, we can change it. Suppose I want this to be price, and I want this to be cost. And then I click on close and apply. So I see two names that has been changed. This is how we can change the names of the column, because the names of the column that were created which wasn't making any sense. So to make it a sense, I suppose change the names to cost and price, and then we go to apply the queries. So whatever changes we want to make it in the data, we go to edit queries and we make it. Now another thing which is to be noted is that it was my mistake to introduce string values in the R scripts, which was not being detected. So the error was coming that time. So just to rectify that, we can use only numerical figures here. For example, just to create the data frames, we cannot use any string values, like suppose the cost, the price, these names were not detected by Power BI. So that is, somewhere disadvantages, that you have to write each and every, you have to type in each and every records and create a data frame. Of course, this won't be a problem when we extract data from R in the next session that I will show. But when we have to create a data frame of our own, this becomes little problem, because we have to type in each and every data by ourselves. So now we can use this in a different way. Suppose in the line chart, I want to keep it as price and cost, for example. Sorry. Or suppose in this column chart, I want the cost to be in the values and the price to be in the values. We get it. Or suppose in the line chart, we see, it makes actually no sense actually here. But yeah, this is the way you can create data frames. Like suppose cost and price, we can hardly do anything by only cost and price. So we can, let's see if we can create anything this way. But actually it makes no sense, because we have made only two data frames. So cost and price, with these only two variables, we can't do anything out of it. But yes, this is the procedure how you can create data frames, and you can import data frames which has been created through R scripts, and keep it to Power BI. Because so this is just to let you know, just to show that not only we can import the data frames that we want, but we can create it as well through R scripts in Power BI option, which is quite a handy, and it's been introduced in I think November 2015, and it's still very handy for us to use it. So this is the way you can. Of course, I couldn't show any visualization with it, because there's only cost and price that I have taken into consideration. If I would have taken some 5 to 6 other fields, maybe that would have helped me to create any visualization here. So right now, I'll just keep it up to this, and in the next class, I will show you more of R scripts and visualization, that how you can use the R codes in Power BI and make the work done exactly the way it is done in R. Also, the visualization which is created in R is not so colorful and not so interactive like in Power BI. So it would be helpful for us to merge two concepts, so that we get analyzing figures from R and analyzable, visualizations from Power BI. So I'll show you how to use codes. I'll copy paste some codes from R to Power BI, and I'll show you how is it run. So for the introductory session, this is all for today. And if you want to know more about Power BI or any other visualization tools or any other analytical tools as well, please subscribe to our channel StepUp Analytics. And if you want any other details or any clearance towards any concept, feel free to comment in the comment section. I'll be happy to help. Or you may get in touch with StepUp Analytics for that matter. They will also help you. And keep seeing the videos and enjoying Power BI. So for today, it's done. And thank you, everyone. Bye bye.